As I mentioned a little bit earlier, Governor Stitt was not able to make it because his plane was grounded. And so in his place, stepping up to the plate is Secretary of Commerce, Sean Kouplen. Let's give him a warm welcome. Sean?
Good morning, everybody. How are you? So I am the shorter and slightly heavier version of Kevin Stitt. So just imagine if I was a little bit taller and thinner. So it's very good to be with you all this morning. And a couple of things. Let me just open by saying I am here not only as Secretary of Commerce, but as a lakefront investor. Literally, I think if you look out this window, you can see our lake home, which is for rent. If any of you are interested, just talk to me after we leave. But we love Skytook. We love this lake. We've been up here for several years, and so I was super excited when the senator called. Along those lines, let me just take a moment to talk about what passion can do. So Senator Lee Wright is very, very passionate about lakefront development within the state of Oklahoma. And what you are seeing here is the result of an individual's vision, very, very few, maybe negative resources, and just the tenacity to make this happen. So please join me in giving him a round of applause. It's really, really remarkable. There are a number of people that we want to thank real quick before we get started. I'll just make a couple of comments about the state of Oklahoma and what we're working on economically and why, if you are coming in from outside of the state, you ought to invest here with us. But just a few quick thank yous. If you were here, we certainly want to thank Craig for being here with us. I know you're dealing with some personal issues with your mom, and so we're so happy that you could be with us, Craig. Lieutenant Governor Matt Pinnell is going to be here with us. Executive Director of Tourism, Jerry Winchester. We want to thank Julie Griffin, Laura Townsend, the Sapulpa Chamber. Big thank you to our sponsors, GRDA, the Ross Group, OML, Suntex, First Oklahoma Bank, Pier 51, Beavers Bend, Jellystone, Hydro Hoist, AmeriCorps, Carlton Landing, and Black Bread Marine. So please join me in thanking all of our sponsors. This really is remarkable. I mean, when I walked in, I can't believe what the senator and his team have pulled off. Let me just talk to you for just a couple minutes about the state of Oklahoma. And I just want to share with you that Governor Stitt and I have been friends for about 12 or 13 years. And so when we entered into this together, he has a vision that state government is basically like a very large service company. And in his mind, he is the CEO of this service company. The legislature is our board of directors. We can't do anything without them. And I know there's several members. I see Senator Rader, several members of our legislature here who are tremendous supporters. We couldn't do anything without them. The cabinet heads are the equivalent of the division heads in this big 32,000 person company. And the departments, or the agencies, the 162 agencies, are basically the departments. And so what he did was he came in with a top 10 challenge. And a lot of people ask whether this was just a slogan, is this just an election slogan or whatever. And here is how real it was. We sat down at our first cabinet meeting. We had just met each other. It's a bunch of people that we didn't even know each other, all primarily business leaders from across the state, many of us doing this on a volunteer basis. And he said, I need you guys in 2 weeks to define for me what top 10 looks like in your area. And I need for you to come up with a plan in either 4 or 8 years for us to be top 10. In your particular area. So I have 36 agencies that I help to coordinate and oversee, and so this is a task to put this together. So all of us presented within the cabinet meeting our vision, our plan, our goals. Everybody poked holes in it. It was intense. Mine was about an hour and a half long. And then at the end of the day, the governor decides whether or not the plan is good enough. And he basically ratified each of our plans, and so all of us are working toward, with the help of our legislative leadership, we are working toward top 10 in this state. It is very, very real to us. So let me just quickly share with you what that looks like to us in economic development. We want to have a GDP growth 20% above the national average at all times. We want to increase our labor participation rate from 60 to 65%. We need more Oklahomans working. We have 150,000 open jobs in Oklahoma right now that we need to fill, and we need more people going to work. We want to generate $5 billion in capital investment in the next 4 years in Oklahoma, and this is where you come in to help us. We want to create 50,000 new private sector jobs here with a minimum average wage of $55,000 or better, and we want to achieve top 10 status at all times in our unemployment rate. Now let me tell you where we are just very quickly. Through August, just for this year, we have done 3,310 company visits, talking to companies about coming to Oklahoma. We've been to 51 call trips or trade shows. I'm headed to Houston tomorrow. We have had 45 announcements of companies moving to Oklahoma or doing significant expansions. We think we'll double our previous high ever as a state. We have had about 11,400 new jobs announced in 24 communities. Our average salary for new jobs has been $58,000 a year, and we've had about $1.5 billion this year in capital investment in Oklahoma. So this is a state that is truly on the rise, truly. The governor always says, we're a step above Texas, not only on the map, but in every other way. And they've been there, done that, and we are now the new up-and-coming state that is truly on the rise. In the last 2 quarters of reportable GDP, Oklahoma has grown 3.9% and 5.5%, placing us number 2 in the country in economic growth. So, and you're giving yourselves a round of applause because you guys do it. It's not us. But we do want to create an environment where business is welcome. We have tremendous incentives. We have tremendous business-friendly government, not only locally, but at the state level. And we are hungry. We want this state to become the best it can absolutely be. So we have various efforts going on at the state level. We're working on a new brand for the state. We're focused on helping existing businesses grow through our resources and incentives. We are working very heavily on workforce development through a program called Oklahoma Works Together. We're recruiting in what we think are the 5 worst business states in the country. So we're actively recruiting in California, New York, Illinois, Washington, because we want their aerospace jobs, and Colorado, because they are the closest bad business state we could find. Unfortunately, the states around us are all pretty business friendly, and we have 9,200 companies we're targeting to get to come to this state. We are working very closely with our local economic developers to be a team. We're focused on increasing private equity funding. Steve Case was here, the founder of AOL, and thinks Oklahoma is really on the rise. And we are improving diversity and inclusion within our state. So I just want to welcome you all. Thank you for being here from the bottom of our hearts. It means a great deal to not only the senator, but to myself. We're very proud of this state, and we hope you come invest with us right here. Thank you so much.